The devil is the topic of this discussion. My discussion with you, no, my discussion to say to you, we need to discuss the devil. It's not really something that we need to do, it's true. We need to say things about the devil to know the devil somewhat, so the devil is something that we don't know wrong. The devil is something that has too much power in this world, has too much influence in this world, to be right for this world, to be led by the devil. The devil is wrong, the devil is not right, the devil is lies, and the devil is cruel. And the devil will hurt you, and the devil plays a game of death. Death is the ultimate answer for the devil when he loses nothing except to win about. The devil's game is death. Death is what the devil seeks for us. Early death is the best death for him. We are not meant to live as if in his eyes is what's true. He hates us because of what God did to him. God cast him out into a place that he could not be a part of, the greater whole that is a greater reality that God exists. Heaven is where God exists, is true. The devil isn't permitted to exist there anymore. And the reality of what we exist is the devil's imprisonment that he won because he betrayed God. And because God loves the devil, he didn't kill him. God told him, I cast you out for the sins against God, for the sins against the divine, and for the sins against you. You betrayed us, and this is your punishment. You have a role to play now, and the role is this. And the devil plays his role, and he plays it well. And the devil does his due. The devil does his work to hurt us every way and every day so that we stay hurt, so that we fall down, so that we cannot rise, so that we cannot be the people that he will despise, because we're the people that need him no more to be something that hurts us when our lives are hurt more. By doing things that the devil guides us to do, by being the ones who listen to the intrusive thoughts that he gives us. Intrusive thoughts are his doorway to get to us so that we're the ones who know what's right for him when we don't know what's right for us. We play his game by living his way, by living the way he doesn't want us to be. Isn't true? When a person knows that the devil is what they have in their hands, and a person knows that the devil is something that they want, they will live the devil way because the devil is what wants them to live that way. God doesn't want us to live that way because God wants us to thrive. And the way that we thrive is the way that we can cast the devil out of our lives, by being good and by judging good and by loving each other in a way that the devil doesn't want us to love. We love in a way where we include everyone is the right way to love, where we discriminate against no one is the right way to love, where we hate no one is the right way we love. The devil doesn't do it that way. The devil picks and chooses, and the devil selects those to rise up for him, to be his masters on earth. It's not wrong. He's the one that leads those who lead us when they lead us wrong. But the devil doesn't do it the way that some people think he does it. God tells me the devil does it his way because the devil is the way that God made him to be. And the way that he made him to be was to sin with us. No, was to mock us. No, not wrong. He does. But to hate us and to betray us as he betrayed God. We're the ones that don't know that the ultimate game of the devil is not to love us, but to hate us. The devil doesn't want us alive. There is no reward for us in the afterlife if the devil is what we seek. He lies about the afterlife. There is no afterlife for us like God can give us, and God can permit us to have. The devil's afterlife is demons, is not untrue. But the devil doesn't want us alive. Ultimately, it's true. And this is the reason. We live a life of love, and we live a life of care, and we live a life that shares, that we care about each other. God says to me that the devil doesn't want that for us because he only wants it for a select few that will cause our demise. Ultimately, this planet, this earth, this life that exists is a wasteland for him to make. That's what he wants. He wants us all dead, is what he wants. He wants no life to live on this planet, is what he wants. Those that pick and those that choose and those who win the devil game of death, die, and become demons is real. They become demons and then they serve him. And it's not If it's a life of misery, it's a life that God doesn't tell me anything about. But when we don't want to be demons because we're the ones who don't want that for us, we're the ones who listen to me, listen to a man, listen to anyone, listen to a preacher, listen to anyone who talks about philosophical things, existential things about life and the purpose of life, and to talks about things about good, about life, about work, about love, each other, and about the game of life in a better way. The game of life is to live and not die, to live as long as we can and not die, to love and not die, to love each other and not die. When we die, we leave those we love behind, and they hurt from our leaving. The devil doesn't want us to hurt, isn't true. That's what he wants. He wants us to feel pain. He wants us to feel misery. That's how he gets off. It's not wrong. It's not wrong to say it that way because God says he wants to off us is what he wants to do. We serve a purpose in God's dominion. His dominion is everything. And the dominion that we serve is the dominion that he made for us to serve. We are servants of God no matter what is true. We can say we're not. We can say that God is not a part of our life, but God is a part of our life no matter what. He's the one who made us. He's the one who made us. He's the one who made us. He made everything here for us is not true. He made it for souls is what he made this for. And this is not a difficult argument for me. It's not an argument for me to say. It's something that I say because it's something that's true and something that I haven't heard too often or hardly ever, if ever, anyone describe in this way. A soul is a life that is eternal. A soul is a life that exists beyond this realm. We exist in a realm that's a limited part of what is the existence of true reality. Reality is far bigger than what we know because reality extends beyond what we know. We know science, we know what we know, but we don't know what the extended reality of real reality is. That reality extends beyond anything that we can understand. And the reason we cannot understand it is because we don't exist within it isn't true. We don't exist with it isn't true. We are just not a part of it outside of our reality is true. There is far more beyond this. This life, this world, this planet, this universe is not wrong. The universe to us is ever present and it is eternal and it is infinite. Is not true. The universe is what God made it to be. It's a box for us to exist. And when there are billions, trillions of galaxies, pretty big box, it's true. But when you look at it that way and then you look at it the way that God says he looks at it because it's true, he looks at it a certain way. And to know the mind of God isn't difficult to know when he tells us what it is because we cannot know the mind of God is true. We cannot know the greater scope of the mind of God is true. I know that the mind of God is beyond me, and to say his words is controversial. And to be believed by people that I hear God and he tells me this is impossible for some to ever accept may be true. But to accept it is something that I accept. And I accept it because I do this. I put myself on the line as someone who may be a lunatic, insane, for saying that I talk to God and he talks to me in this way, in an ever-present, ever-growing, ever-going from sunup to sunrise to sundown to all day, pretty much 24 hours. If I was awake, he would always be there talking to me. I hear him that way. I hear him all the time, all the time. There's very few times that I don't hear him. And when I don't hear him, it's because, how I said, I ask God, how do I say it? God said, say this. I don't want to hear him sometimes because I just can't be good sometimes. Or I just can't be me the way God made me sometimes. I turn on the TV sometimes, and that's a real good way for me to not hear him, for real. But when he's always everywhere, I find myself on TV watching things that teach me things. And then I hear his voice no matter what. And he tells me things about what I'm watching and how they apply to life and how they apply to learning, how they apply to someone who can teach things, or share things that we all already know, maybe. But to grow in what we know is to live life and to love life. And if we love life, then we can be better about our lives. When addiction is something that I talk about. And I talk about it a lot in the videos that I post. And you'll see in the poems and the songs and in the, not the lectures, in the speaks that I do. the topic talks that I do. It's about the devil this time. The devil is something that's strong in some people. Strong in me, no more. The devil had me for a little while when addiction was something that was strong in me. Addiction is a problem that I still punish myself for having had, and for having to persist in making sure that I don't live it every day. It's a way to exist that doesn't work and doesn't serve God in a way that we need to serve God. We serve God in a way where we live our lives and we grow in our lives and we love each other. When an addict does something that other people don't understand, which is use drugs, we can understand it as people who never use drugs, if that's you, that there is a good feeling in addiction that is not part of your experience with drugs, because you haven't experienced drugs. Say it like this, if what God tells me, say it. If you're a person who's never known what it's like to get high on drugs and doesn't know the appeal of what it is to get high, then you don't really have an understanding of the draw isn't true. Your life has highs and lows, and your life has experiences where you enjoy, you get a rush on some experiences that God says is real. And those can be addictive, and people have addictive personalities, it's true. We're meant to be addicted to things, have passions for things. Addiction is a stray from that. Addiction takes us away from that, from the better of life and the better of us that can be better by being people that do not do drugs, it's true. A drug addict is someone who will lose his life when there is life to live. And the life to live is something that a person who has life can live life better if they know that life is something that they want. There is a reason that we can exist without God, only because the devil exists. It's true. The devil is what takes us to a place that we don't need to exist, because we don't need the devil in order to exist with God in the mix to be the one that guides our life true. You're a person who watches this and wonders why I talk about God. Maybe. Why I talk about anything at all. Maybe. Why I'm an addict who talks about things, and maybe I don't have the credibility that you feel you have to speak about what you know about God, when what you know about God has to be true, because you've never been a drug addict and you don't have family members maybe that have drug addiction in their life. If you want to be someone who knows God better, then understand that the devil is something that's real, the devil is something that's true, and the devil is something that hurts. The devil wants to take your life, and he wants to shit all over your life, and he wants to make your life less. If you're one of those who's been raised up by the devil, be warned. The devil doesn't love you. The devil doesn't care about you. The devil hates you. And the devil is a better liar than you. And the devil, if the devil knows you right, then the devil knows that you're not right to love him. Because those that love the devil are the most wrong amongst us, is true. You're the ones who hate God more than the devil isn't true. You're the ones who hate life more than what you understand is true. You may thrive and you may care about people. You may even love people. You may even be willing to defend someone who you love to the death. It may be true. You show all the characteristics of a human being that's good until it comes to crossing that line between serving the devil or serving God. God will prosper you, but he doesn't in your eyes. That's why you seek the devil out. You seek the devil out because he's the one who promises you and comes through. It's not true. He lies about to come through, and he's the one that lies to you about to come through. Your prosperity is not because of him. Your prosperity is because of God. God is the one who allows you to prosper, but he puts you into position to correct yourself is what he does. When you're in a position of power, you're in a position of influence, you're in a position of wealth, pride gets in the way. Pride can rule you. Pride can diminish your look of how you look at life, of others who exist with you, around you, and the world in its entirety. You may be someone that has the influence of the devil in your life, but you don't share it. I don't know.